Broncos. So now we have 2 games left. To me, these were the 2 less interesting games of the week. I'll start with the other one that occurred today, and that is Texans at Patriots. Now, I cannot predict the AFC side of the bracket to save my life. So far this year, I thought the Bills would win that Broncos game, which it really looked like they had a great chance to. Excuse me. And then I really thought that the Jaguars would beat the Bills in the round before that. So I haven't been able to hit on the Bills at all. I did think the Patriots would beat the Chargers, but I thought the Texans would beat the Patriots. So I've only gotten that one game right. Patriots Chargers on the AFC side. So apparently I can't read that side of the bracket at all, despite how hard I try, even though the margins have been very close. And I've acknowledged that sort of thing too, just trying to get it right. You know what I mean? And on the NFC side, I've done much better. Even though I didn't predict the 49ers upset, I thought it was possible. The Bears, that was my lowest confidence pick. I did pick the Rams and the Seahawks in this round. I picked the Rams over the Panthers. So I'm 3-2 on that side, much better. But what is it? 1-4 on the other side. Yeah, very. Or I got Texans Steelers right as well. So, but either way, this Texans Patriots game was just one of the worst games to watch I have ever seen. Of course, I wanted the Texans to win, but I don't harbor any hatred towards the Patriots. I think they haven't been tested much this year, and this is a test. You're versing the best defense in the league, in my opinion, and that's what it looked like today. But CJ Stroud looked really bad versus the Steelers last week, and I felt it. I felt it in my gut. I said, that's not winning you or getting to a Super Bowl. But I thought, maybe, just maybe, that's a little Mike Tomlin voodoo magic. Everyone playing their hearts out for his last game of the year, and the defense did play really well. But no Nico Collins in this one. And it turns out that theory doesn't really have as much behind it, because CJ Stroud in this one, what the hell was that? What the hell was this game by CJ Stroud and this Texans offense? Of their first 9 drives, 7 of them were either a 3-and-out or an interception. And it's actually a close split. Now, the Patriots weren't far off from this, but on their second drive, besides the Hail Mary drive at the end of the half, where there was an interception that I'm not counting, 5 of their 8 drives, their first 8 drives, ended in a turnover or a 3-and-out. Fumbles for Drake Maye. But it was a gutsy call on 4th and 1 from the Houston 28, where Drake Maye throws a completion to Keyshawn Boutte, who rips the ball out of the swat from Caden Bullock, who got a hand on it, but he falls down, and Keyshawn Boutte is able to take it to the house. The Texans sent a nickel blitz on this play, and it kind of felt like the guy looked at Ramondre Stevenson for a second, thinking if he should cover him. I don't know what that was, but that hesitation gave Drake Maye a clean pocket, and he was able to deliver that strike, and that was one of the most explosive plays of the game, and it put them up early in this one. So it was a really great and well-executed call by New England against a really good defense. They sent pressure, and they stood there, and they, exploited it. So very, very high, success play for them. But Houston did briefly take a lead, as they did put a drive together and finish it off with a nice Christian Kirk touchdown pass. It was an out route near the 10-yard line that they started from. Nice throw from CJ Stroud, and you're thinking, okay, we got a game here. But after that, this is when it truly began. The most difficult to watch stretch of playoff offense I think I've ever seen. After this, the Texans throw a pick 6. And then another interception immediately after that. They go 3-and-out. The Patriots score. And then another interception and another 3-and-out. And like I said, the Patriots were bumbling on offense during that stretch too. But they enter halftime up 21-10 against this defense, with all of those possessions in the first half. And the snow coming down really seemed to get to have an effect to enhance this sort of paranormal possession of CJ Stroud in the playoffs, where he is seeing ghosts. And it didn't get any better for them in the second half. They cleaned up the turnovers, but they could only muster field goals, 2 more to make it 21-16. The Patriots hit the dagger late to Diggs for a one-handed catch in the end zone. And he was great in this game too. Really strong hands on the first touchdown that he ended up catching. He ended up having one. Actually, he had one today. But that one-handed catch got them into range for the touchdown. That one went to Douglas, the last one, I believe. So, yeah, it was just so frustrating to watch. 15 of the first 15 drives in the game, 2 of the Texans' drives were longer than 6 plays. And it's just atrocious. And you got to wonder who is to blame for all of this. It's not just Stroud, but I feel like he has no excuse for a lot of these decisions and these turnovers because, yeah, there were plays where there would be unblocked defenders and blitzers. There were plays where his wide receivers fell down and he's got nowhere to throw the ball away. But in that situation, you cannot just throw the ball up multiple times when there are defenders, getting ready to sack you or to swat the ball away, because that was what led to these interceptions and these turnovers. Is it felt like a lot of stuff like that. And I've actually been a big CJ Stroud defender, but I'm not going to lie. He might have just cemented himself in the kind of 20 to 15th quarterback tier for quite a while. Until he gets back into the playoffs and, proves that if things aren't great around him, which they're usually not, that he'll be able to come up with something of an explosive play like he did last year to win the Chargers game, or just settle down and not lose the game for your defense that's playing really, really well for you, that is going to be here for a while. And I genuinely thought there in the second half, when there was still a chance for them to win, like, would Davis Mills be better right now than CJ Stroud? Because Joey said it to me on the podcast at one point during the season. Davis Mills looks better than CJ Stroud. I'm like, it's a small sample size. Davis Mills is a good backup, but yeah, like, come on, let's not do this. But I honestly got to give him credit for actually saying that, because I thought it today. I thought, like, if this is a playoff game, your season could end after this. Like, it just. Imagine at what point in the game, I wonder if it ever crossed Demeco Ryans' mind. Should we think about getting Davis Mills in here? Because you got to at least give yourself the best chance to win. But that's just one of the many problems and questions that they're going to have to address this offseason. The line was still atrocious and could not hold up in this game. There were free rushers on every series. The weapons were struggling in the absence of Nico Collins. The defense for them did all they could, but they could have played better at certain points too, like Bullock falling down on that 4th down touchdown to Booty. It was like it could have been just a completion and maybe a hold them to 3 and this game stays close. But those explosive plays, that was what allowed the Patriots to get ahead. And they were impressive today, particularly the wide receivers against this secondary. Booty and Diggs were critical in this game. And they played really well against one of, if not the best secondary in the NFL. Drake Maye, he had some mistakes with the fumbles. He leads the NFL in fumbles for quarterbacks right now. But he also made all the big throws that Stroud didn't to win this game, like that slant and some of the deep shots that he just drops right into the bucket. So he's looking really good. And then Mike Vrabel, this felt like a Mike Vrabel playoff win. This felt like Mike Vrabel Titans punching you in the mouth, just completely destroying you for every mistake that you could possibly make throughout the game. If you make a turnover-worthy play, they're going to take it to the house and punch you in the face as they cross the goal line. So just felt like a total Mike Vrabel win and team. And if there's anything I believe in about this Patriots team, it's him. So like I said, overall with this one, the Texans have some serious problems on offense they need to address this offseason. The line, the weapons, behind Nico. Stroud himself, what are we doing there? He's entering year 4, which will give him the option to hit him with the 5th year if he looks good at the end of next year. So they got to figure it out. And then the Patriots, for them, they have a chance to make the Super Bowl in year 2 with Drake Maye. So amazing job by the organization and Mike Vrabel and Drake Maye for, just accomplishing what they have this season. Pretty amazing. And then finally, let's talk about the last game, the one that was the least interesting, I would say, and that is not Rams, Bears, 49ers Seahawks. This was a complete slaughter